well have you recovered from the party?
Yeah. And Mary will be off to a Mississippi riverboat today, huh? Sounds like a great trip. I wouldn't mind getting away from it all myself for a little while.
Hey, Frank, you worried about the campaign?
No. So far, so good. Look, I really came down here because I wanted to talk.
Yeah, I figured. Look, I ought to know the signs by now, son, right? You're stewing about something.
About Dee. You must have noticed she's been acting a little strange lately.
Yeah, well, Maeve mentioned it, but we figured it was just a case of nerves because of the wedding.
Yeah, she's nervous, all right. Sometimes she's scared to death, but I don't think it has anything to do with Mary and Jack. Somehow or other, it's got to do with Sheila.
Her friend from the cooking class.
Yeah, her invisible friend from the cooking class that doesn't exist.
Yeah, but That's right. What was that all about? That time you got the call to go to Lem's because Sheila and Dee had cooked up some special kind of lunch?
Yeah, either somebody left me a phony message or my office got it wrong. Anyway, when I went looking for Dee, Mrs. Lem had no idea what I was talking about. She said that she hadn't given Dee any cooking lessons and that she didn't even know whether Dee knew a girl named Sheila.
Where's she been going all this time?
I wish I knew. She says she goes to Sheila's kitchen, where they're the only ones in the class, and the teacher's a cookbook.
Ah, come on, is that all so impossible?
Da. Remember those mysterious flowers that arrived for Dee a while back? Yeah. She said that they were sent by someone who had a crush on her. Someone in her cooking class. She spends hours and hours with this Sheila, but never here, never where any of us can meet her dearest friend. She's jumpy, apprehensive. She doesn't know this came from me the night before the wedding. Frank Ryan, do you know what your wife is doing while you're out campaigning? Do you know where your wife is now? I didn't know. So I asked her when she got back. She said she'd been out walking. She disappears for these walks pretty often, Doc.
Well, it's anonymous. It's probably some crank who doesn't like your politics.
All right, but what about the rest of it? What about that necklace she was wearing yesterday?
Yeah, I noticed it.
Yeah, well, she swears it was costume jewelry, but it sure fooled Jill. Jill mistook it for one of the Coleridge's family heirlooms.
You're kidding.
Yeah, well, all I really know is that Jill and Dee were arguing about the necklace. That much I saw for myself. Something's going on. And the more Dee denies it, the more I think she's lying.
Well, have you talked about it to Dee nice and calm?
She starts explaining, and she ends up mad or crying or both. And I haven't wanted to press her too hard because things really have been so much better with us since the winter, Da. We're close again. And I can't bring myself to rock the boat without very good reason.
I suppose you think maybe it's another man.
That'd be the obvious explanation, but I can't buy it. Not when she constantly reaches out to me, not when she wants our marriage so much. Whatever her problem is, I hope it's something we can fix and then forget.
Just calm down about it, son. Come on. Dee's always been high-strung. You know that. That's probably the only trouble she's got. And you're right not to push her. Still, in all, you can't afford any trouble right now. I mean, your campaign's in full swing. And your petitions haven't been filed. You're not even on the ballot yet. But I'll tell you what, why don't I have a chat with Dee? Maybe she'll take me into her confidence, clear up the whole mystery.
Well, you certainly have my permission to try.
coming and who's going, SoapNet has the status update on your favorite stars. On General Hospital, Bruce Weitz is back as gangster Anthony Zaccara.
It's some turn of events.
On The Young and the Restless, Emily O'Brien is saying goodbye to Genoa City.
Another time?
Daytime favorite Tamara Braun is Taylor on Days of Our Lives.
Okay, I'll drink to that.
And on One Life to Live, Roger Howarth is back in Landview.
I have to be with my family.
Keep up with the latest status updates on SoapNet.
When you come to eHarmony, I can promise you, we sincerely care about you. Experience the difference of a site that really cares about helping you find a wonderful relationship. Visit eHarmony today and review your compatible matches free.
The Davis twins are alike in nearly every way, right down to brushing their teeth. So how did only one get gingivitis? Well, 1 in 2 people do. So I told Karen about new Crest Pro Health Clinical Gum Protection Toothpaste. It helps eliminate plaque at the gum line, helping prevent gingivitis. It's even clinically proven to help reverse it in just 4 weeks. And it protects these other areas dentists check most. Looks like the twins are even again. New Crest Pro Health Clinical Toothpaste. Life opens up when you do.
For my dry skin, ordinary body washes just aren't moisturizing enough.
New Gold Bond Ultimate Deep Moisture. Richer than the leading body wash, with more moisturizers and vitamins combined. New Gold Bond Deep Moisture.
The body wash that moisturizes like a lotion.
Don't change me. Don't hide me. Fit me.
Introducing Fit Me from Maybelline, New York. Flawless that lets the real you come through. Our translucent base and ultra-lightweight pigments create our most natural coverage. Beyond matching, fresh, breathing, flawless.
I'm 310. Fit me.
New Fit Me Foundation, only by Maybelline. Find your number, find your fit in powder, concealer, and blush.
It's the way you bring out the sun. It's the way you make it all fun.
Know who makes the day sunny? My mom and Sunny D. I love the taste. Mom loves the vitamin C. And now it has 40% fewer calories than most regular soda brands. Sunny D.
Make today a sunny day.
Sunny D is giving away a prize a day for 100 days at facebook.com/SunnyD.
Mary's is a wedding that I will never forget. I arrived at the church 2 hours late, and the groom still hadn't shown up.
Where was he?
Well, it seems that he had been out drinking all night, so Frank and Johnny and Jack's friend Jumbo had to go hunting for him.
Oh, poor Mary. Where'd they find him?
Well, I never really heard the whole story. All I know is that they were in one of his favorite haunts downtown, and he walked in and passed out cold. I know, it really sounds a little bit funny this morning, but yesterday...
No, it just reminded me of my own last-minute panics with Nell. Our wedding was postponed twice, you know.
You were afraid of losing your freedom?
No, not me, Nell. She was terrified, but she wouldn't admit it. The first time it was postponed was because a couple of friends of hers couldn't show up. I found out a couple of months later that she had arranged the whole thing. Yeah. And the second time, she just couldn't find a pair of shoes. I mean, in all of Boston, there wasn't a pair of white shoes to suit her. Well, by that time, I began to get the point. So the day we were finally married, I called her before I left for the church. Her alarm hadn't gone off. At her reception, I tell you, I was so afraid she was going to run away. I didn't take my eyes off her. Yeah, well, actually, I couldn't. I tell you, she was so beautiful. Couldn't believe that she was finally mine.
I'm sorry. I wish there was something to do. I wish to heaven I could get you out of this place.
I hate it. No space, no air. Yesterday, I started to get furious. I really felt like smashing things, but I managed to sit down, close my eyes, and make myself disappear.
Where to?
Canada. A little strand of forest on a hillside. I used to hike up there, camp overnight. In the middle of summer, it was cool. There was always a wind.
Sounds like a place I'd like to see.
Not many people have. Took my mother up there once. She loved it. I got a letter from her yesterday, just before the sentencing.
Seneca, is she still in the hospital?
No, she'll be out in a few days. She felt terrible. Falling down, hurting herself, not being able to come here and help me at the trial.
Oh, please tell her there was nothing that she could do. And thank her over and over again for sending us Nell's letter.
Yeah, I will. You know, rather after I get out of here. By then, we should have some word from the county medical board. Well, if it's bad news, I'd rather break it to her in a letter.
Seneca, please listen to me. I am going to represent you the very best way I know how at that hearing. Marshall's going to speak on your behalf, and Clem is too. And Dr. Hagen promised that if we need him, he would fly in from Texas.
I'm confident of one thing. I got the best lawyer in the business.
Just wish I could do more.
I know you do. I appreciate that. Well, you can do me one favor. Will you tell Bucky that I'm sorry I was so distant yesterday, and I'm really glad he came to see me?
I think he understands.
Yeah, well, in case he doesn't, you tell him, all right?
Look, when you go into your imagination to get away from this place, you leave all of us behind. It just takes a while to get back, that's all. Seneca, is there anything else I can do for you?
Yes. Visit me again if you can.
I will. Hello.
Hi. You have a couple minutes?
Sure. You're not wearing your morning coat.
No, only rented it for one little day.
Frank, Mary was the most beautiful bride I have ever seen.
Yeah. Made a striking couple, didn't they? Jill, I did what you suggested.
You did?
Yeah, I asked Dee about the necklace.
Well, then, she must have explained everything to you.
Well, she gave me an explanation, but I'm not sure I believe it. She said you mistook it for one that once belonged to your stepmother.
That's right. I could just see it on Judith. It looked exactly like hers, or my memory of it. I haven't set eyes on any of her jewelry in the last 15 years. Frank, it was an unfortunate mix-up. I'm sorry that I got upset, and I'm sorry I mentioned it to Dee.
Oh, why couldn't you have told me this yesterday?
Well, I just was not in the best of moods yesterday. Not my reasonable self.
Do you still have doubts about the necklace?
Well, why should I? I mean, it makes absolutely no sense. It's an old setting, one that I associate with Judith. And you don't see many pieces like that around anymore. But they certainly do exist outside my family's safe deposit box.
Dee said that she got it in a thrift shop. Do you think it's a cheap imitation?
Frank, listen, I am not an expert on jewelry. I mean, why don't you ask Dee? She certainly knows more about that sort of thing than I do.
Okay, I just had to check it out with you.
Don't worry, please, on my account. I mean, listen, between the trial and the sentencing and then seeing Seneca taken into custody, I was a little out of my mind yesterday.
Yeah, I'm afraid, even though it's just for a week, he's going to have a bad time of it.
He detests it already.
You've seen him?
First thing this morning. I had this dream about him last night. I knew there was something that I had to tell him. And I can't for the life of me remember what it was.
Well, you're still wrapped up in the case, huh? It'll probably take you days to unwind. Yeah. You really feel for him, don't you?
That's exactly the phrase. I feel for him. He's stubborn and proud and a perfectly awful client. But he is such a good man. His whole world's crumbled around him, and he never complains. It took an awful lot of courage for him to disconnect Nell's respirator. He wasn't sure that he could go on without her.
Seems to me you're pretty involved in your perfectly awful client.
Well, he reminds me of you in a lot of ways.
He's a very lucky man.
Come on. I will walk you out. I have to go see my brother. Family business. Can't be avoided.
Right. And I've got a meeting to prepare for. Thanks for telling me about the necklace. At least it cleared up one point, anyway. Oh, it's a long story. And I don't think you need to hear any more about Dealey today, do you?
How many secrets?
He knew Madison was pregnant with my child for months.
How many lies?
Did you make a deal with Scott, yes or no?
Can one marriage survive?
Please tell me that we can get past this.
No, Brinley, we can't.
Watch All My Children, weekdays on ABC and weeknights at 8 on SoapNet.
P&G, proud sponsor of moms.
Be proud to admit your age.
I'm 43.
Only Rock Retinol Correction Deep Wrinkle Night Cream is clinically proven to give 10 years back to the look of skin, diminishing the look of even deep wrinkles.
10 years? I'll take that.
Rock, we keep our promises.
Hey, buddy, what are you looking at? Oh, ooh.
Minnie,
Ugh.
meet berries. Introducing new Kellogg's Frosted Mini Wheats with a touch of fruit in the middle.
Hello, fruit in the middle.
We asked Bradford Anderson to name all the Spinelli nicknames he could remember. Go.
Stone Cold Mr. Serpacino-esque one, Maximista Blonde one, Original Blonde one, Prince Pectoral, Big Daddy Stone Cold the Goddess, the Divine one, Bad Blonde one, the Demented one, the Valkyrie, the Brusque Lady of Justice. I could be here for literally 3 days, probably.
See who Spinelli will nickname next on General Hospital. Weekdays on ABC and weeknights at 10 on SoapNet.
Hey, Dee.
Johnny, I was just gonna go and do the dishes.
No, the dish is gonna wait. Sit down for a second. I want to have a little talk with you. I need a kind of a consultation.
Sure. Well, what can I do for you?
Oh, it's not me. It's Frank. You know how worried he's been about you lately, huh?
Oh, you talked to him?
Yeah.
Good, because I don't know what's behind it, and I think maybe we need help. Johnny, maybe you can help us.
Honey, I'll do anything I can.
You see, he seems to feel that I'm terribly upset about something. And he keeps on asking me, and when I don't give him any answers, he just makes the wildest guesses. Like I'm having a problem with my Chinese cooking lessons, or a girlfriend of mine is bothering me, or I'm alone too much. I mean, I really don't know what I can do to reassure him.
Well, honey, you've been kind of tense lately. You know that. I mean, Maeve's noticed it. Pat's noticed it. Huh?
Well, I guess between little John's accident and Mary's wedding, I've been crying a lot. You know, happy tears, sad tears. Oh, come on, Johnny, you know me.
Nothing serious, huh?
No. No, really, I'm fine. And last night I told Frank I was fine, and it took him forever to believe me. But once he did, he was sweet and loving. That's why I'm really upset to hear that he's worried. See, Johnny, the more he's worried, the more I'm worried. And it's just like a vicious little circle, you know?
Well, why don't you try and stop it? I mean, just try and relax and feel good for a long stretch of time, see? And when you are upset, share it with Frank. And then after a while, he'll stop worrying and follow your example.
Well, that's good advice. Johnny, maybe you could do something first. Maybe you could talk to him and he'd feel better right away, you know?
You want me to tell him you're not in any trouble? Everything's all right, huh?
Yeah, that would be wonderful.
Wait a minute, sweetheart. I'm going to do everything I can. Look, you know, I think you're a wonderful kid. And a great mother to my grandson. And I love you an awful lot. You know that, don't you? And if there was ever anything that, well, a problem you had that you felt you couldn't talk to Frank about, you know you'd come to me, don't you?
I know that. It's very sweet of you to say that.
Well, I'm not trying to be sweet. I'm thinking about you and Frank and how your lives are touched by politics. I mean, you don't have the privacy that most people have, sweetheart. And we know from painful experience that your mistakes make the news. People are watching you, and whether you like it or not, for good or bad, they're judging you. And if they decide that they don't approve of something you done or Frank done, there go the votes.
Johnny, I would never do anything to hurt Frank's career. Now, you know that.
I know that. I'm just trying to tell you, you have to be extra careful. You have to set a good example, like the minister's wife. I mean, people look awful hard to find flaws in the wife of a public figure like Frank. And, honey, when they find him, those mistakes cut a man down to size. You know?
I know that. You know, I love Frank very much. And I'm really trying hard. I'm really working on this campaign. And Johnny, I know all the obligations that a politician's wife has. And I'm trying to be good.
I'm not saying you're not. Sweetheart, you're a credit to Frank. As long as you remember that you don't have to handle your problems all by yourself. you'll stay a credit to him, see?
Thank you. It's a big help having a talk like this.
Next, take a trip to the Upper West Side on Ryan's Hope. Later, spend some time in Genoa City with the Young and the Restless. Only on SoapNet. Want more of your favorite soaps?
That's great.
Log on to abc.com/daytime. Watch current full episodes of All My Children, General Hospital, and One Life to Live.
Online critics love it.
Plus, get exclusive sneak peeks of what's coming up next.
Sounds like a thumbs up to me.
Connect with other fans to discuss what's on your mind.
I always want to hear what you have to say.
And check out the 101 galleries to get an intimate look at the history of your favorite characters.
That's the best news I've heard all day.
Find it all now at abc.com/daytime.
On today's show, keep your photos right at your fingertips.
Literally. Okay, can you zoom in on this?
Oh.
Okay, this is my boyfriend. This is my mom and dad. Robin, you okay? What you doing?
Oh, dealing with a slight underwear malfunction.
Oh, you need Hanes panties. They don't ride up.
Yes, please. Hey, wardrobe.
And now a word from Hanes. Hanes panties. So cute and they don't ride up.
There's a place called Hidden Valley where kids not only eat their vegetables, they can't get enough. Hidden Valley Ranch makes vegetables delectable. There's more from Hidden Valley than just ranch flavor. There's Farmhouse Originals with flavors like blue cheese, Southwest Chipotle, and creamy balsamic. Farmhouse Originals give this valley a whole new flavor.
What are you doing for Mother's Day?
I promised I'd spend the whole day with my mom.
How about hanging with your mom in Beverly Hills?
My mother loves company.
With 4 hours of 90210.
There's nothing I'd rather do.
The 90210 Mother's Day Marathon, Sunday from 8 to 12 on SoapNet. Their love is a secret.
There's never going to be a right time to tell Nicole.
But when his wife finds out,
They're not shoving me out of my marriage.
EJ's asking Nicole for a divorce.
leaving won't be easy.
You son of a bitch!
Watch Days of Our Lives weeknights at 6 and 11 on SoapNet.
How many secrets?
You knew Madison was pregnant with my child for months.
How many lies
Did you make a deal with Scott, yes or no?
can one marriage survive?
Please tell me that we can get past this.
No, Greenlee, we can't.
Watch All My Children, weekdays on ABC and weeknights at 8 on SoapNet.
We had this life together, and that was all a lie. I thought Liam was my son.
But someone was coming in between them.
She caused our breakup.
This week, Natalie finds out the truth.
Mallie didn't have another man's baby. Chad Johnson.
Oh my God.
Watch One Life to Live, weekdays on ABC and weeknights at 9 on SoapNet.
People are talking about General Hospital's Michael and Abby. Monette Lindbaum posted on Facebook, they are totally right for each other. And Bridget Poole cheers, yes, Team Abby and Michael. Tanya Boonshoe Bernard adds, they are so hot. Lori Rogers Olson sums it up, they are perfect for each other. People are talking about General Hospital weekdays on ABC and weeknights at 10 on SoapNet.
Yes? I was just leaving for the hospital.
We can talk here, there, wherever you want.
Oh my, aren't we businesslike first thing in the morning?
My morning began 4 hours ago, Roger. I mean, while you were still dreaming about D, I visited a man that you sent to jail. And then I talked with the man that you're about to destroy.
Oh, I'm a busy little bee, aren't I? Well, look, Jill, have a seat and tell me why you came to visit your wicked brother.
I want to get one thing straight with you, Roger. I mean, before you plan any more vicious little tricks.
I have no idea what you're talking about. But I must confess, I am fascinated. How about a cup of coffee while we have our
Oh,
little
look,
chat?
Roger, I know what you're doing. You are dying for Frank to find out about you, and you've got a regular campaign going. And believe me, I'm not going to ask you to stop because I know that I would be wasting my breath. But I am telling you, never ever again to involve me in any of your dirty business.
Now you hold it. You left me back there somewhere around regular campaign going?
You know, that little act might be cute with D, but I don't buy it. Now, you set me up. You used me and that necklace to make Frank suspicious.
It never occurred to me that you'd even recognize
You knew very well that I would recognize my mother's favorite necklace. I even know the dress that she liked to wear best with it. And you knew that it would make me sick to see it on D.
Jill, you are giving me a lot more credit than I deserve.
Oh, Roger, you were just praying that I would set Frank up, make a scene. I mean, you practically shoved me into a confrontation with Dee. Oh, boy. If I had just been a little more alert, I would have realized how delighted you were that your case was going so fantastically well.
Look, that necklace was my little present to Delia. I had half forgotten whether it belonged to Mother or one of the aunts. And how was I to know she was going to wear it to the wedding?
Well, I suppose you asked her to, or ordered her to, or maybe you threatened her to, or else.
Well, I don't know why I bother to reason with you. You need a whipping boy, and I am always your first choice.
Roger, you are lying through your teeth. And it is the most pathetic little game. You know, boy, if I wasn't so disgusted, I would really have to laugh.
Well, Jillian, we both know how much I like little games.
Well, I'm not playing this one. I'm not going to get involved in a plot to break up Frank's marriage.
Why do you always put it that way? I am not trying to break up Frank Ryan's marriage. I am simply fighting for the woman I love.
Look, Roger, I'm the one that had to cover for Dee this morning, and I'm the one that had to dodge Frank's questions, and I will not be put in that position ever again.
Oh, is that so?
You bet it is.
What? What if I decide to involve you again? What are you going to do about it, Jill? What can you do? Run to Frank or Johnny or Maeve? Oh, I'd be eternally grateful. But poor Frank. What a messy scandal. It'd ruin his career. He'd never get to Congress. And I find it very hard to believe that you would treat the man you love so terribly. But if you could find it in your heart, I'm sure that Dee and I would invite you to our wedding.
You are so cruel and ruthless, Roger.
And you are totally over a barrel. Why don't you realize that the best thing that could happen to everyone involved is Frank knowing the truth? I could have Dee, you could have Frank, and we'd all lived happily ever after.
Not that way, Roger. You're perfectly aware that if I wanted Frank, I could have taken him away from Dee a long time ago. But I want something different. I want something that you could never possibly understand.
A pure, glowing relationship that hurts absolutely no one and spreads joy in endless, gentle little ripples.
As opposed to ownership. Roger, you are setting a trap, catching a victim and then caging her, and it doesn't matter how desperate she is. Oh, as long as you get your way, that's all that matters.
I think our little conversation just ended.
Oh, no. One last question. We're both perfectly aware that you are a coward. And I think that we would agree if Bob Reed and Frank ever found out about this, there would be a little violence. So you just tell me one thing. Why aren't you terrified?
Bob and Frank are as helpless as you are. Bob will do anything Delia asks him to. And as you know, Jill, Frank will do anything to save his career. Now that makes me feel very, very secure.
You know, Roger, your life is such a series of miseries. If I could feel anything for you, I would feel sad.
In Port Charles, revenge is a priority, relationships are disposable, and good medical care is a necessity. Keep up with this fast-paced city with an all-new episode of General Hospital, weeknights at 10 on SoapNet.